Hello, I'm Ashley Kinser. I'm a student in the Educational Specialist Instructional Technology program at Kennesaw State University. I teach 8th grade science at Dalton Middle School. Today I'm going to talk to you about my capstone project that I designed and implemented while in the program. The capstone is titled Training Teachers to Utilize Resourceful Digital Tools as a Professional Learning Opportunity for New Hires. Dalton Middle School is hiring 10 to 15 new teachers each school year. These teachers are coming to a system where technology is taking over rapidly. There are several digital tools the system has purchased to help teachers with instructional methods and to help students receive additional support in content areas. The problem being seen is that the initial training was implemented when these programs were initially purchased. Therefore, teachers who are coming new to the system are missing the training. They are often not using the program due to lack of knowledge, or they use the minimal function of the program that they picked up from maybe a coworker by playing around. The digital tools are more than just a game for the students to play to pass time or a system for the teacher to post grades. The digital tools can be used to collect data, create modules, assess students, and places for ongoing discussion between teacher and students. There is a need for mentoring and professional learning opportunities to help the teachers who are newly hired at Dalton Middle School. Aguilar encourages first-year teachers and new hires to find someone who can help support, train, observe, and provide feedback. Aguilar even goes as far as telling those teachers to move if they cannot find a coach to support them in their growth. The Capstone project will help new teachers at Dalton Middle School connect with someone to coach them, not only with technology needs, but it also opens the doors for the new teachers to feel comfortable with any of the teachers helping with the program to help with additional support in any area that they feel they need support. According to the Department of Education and Training, effective schools are led by effective leaders who facilitate opportunities for staff to learn from each other, provide access to specialized knowledge, and model continuous learning in their own practice. This is exactly what this project would facilitate. The Department of Education clearly states that professional learning should be school-based and relate to what the teachers are working with in their day-to-day work. Learning to use the digital tools that Dalton Middle School has invested in will help the teachers be more effective in creating effective classroom instruction and obtain data that will help direct the path the teacher needs to be taking when moving forward with the curriculum. The project consists of several professional learning courses focused on the 4 major digital tools the school purchased: Canvas, Infinite Campus, iExcel, and Study Island. The courses will contain face-to-face, video tutorials, written step-by-step instructions, and an online discussion board. Part 1 of the project plan is to survey the teachers. The current employees were surveyed at the end of the school year to see current needs for veteran teachers. This helped me get a better idea of how the many different sessions would be needed for each digital tool course and the direction of the course. The new teachers hired for the school year were surveyed during the new hire orientation. I created a paper-pencil survey to give to the new hire. The paper-pencil survey allowed the new teachers the ability to explain and expand on their familiarity with the digital tools. The questions pertained to current number of years teaching, the previous school system, if they've heard of each digital tool, how often they used the digital tool in the past, and the comfort level with online learning. I went through the surveys to evaluate responses to help better guide the courses and needs of the teachers. Part 2 of the project plan was the course design. A different module was created for each digital tool. The modules were spread out throughout the school year. This helped break the information into smaller segments and allowed current and new teachers to get familiar with one tool at a time. Each course is accessible through Canvas, one of the tools we're actually using. Each course has an overview of the digital tool, video tutorials on how to do the various tasks, such as creating rosters, making seating charts, generating reports, building tests, and subscribing to reports for student achievement. The video tutorials are helpful when the teacher is no longer in the face-to-face session. They are able to review the video tutorials as many times and as often as needed. There are links to Word documents that can be printed out that will also provide step-by-step instruction for the teacher who likes to see the steps in order on paper. Each course has a discussion board for the teachers to ask questions. All teachers enrolled in the course are able to view and respond to the post. This allows the teachers to learn from each other and provide a support system even when they're not sitting together in a classroom. Each course has tasks to complete, which also help in the evaluation of the course. Evaluation of effectiveness of professional learning is very important. I need to know if the courses were effective in helping the teachers learn more about the digital tools and if the comfort level, knowledge level, and usage level changed after the implementation of the professional learning courses. Each course had several different tasks. These tasks are used in the evaluation process to determine the understanding of the digital tool. The teachers printed completed tasks or screenshot the task and submitted it in the Canvas module. When they created the Canvas course, they invited me to be a student in the class so I can see the different pages created, the assessment the students could be taking, and the discussion board the students can participate in throughout the module. The tasks are not very time-consuming and should not feel like additional work to the teachers. The teachers should use the resources to help the classroom management, direction of classroom instruction, and data analysis for whole class or individual student progress. Each completed task provided me with feedback for the effectiveness of professional learning courses I had created. They created things such as a seating chart with Infinite Campus, and they created and managed rosters in Excel. Other tasks included entering grades into Canvas and taking attendance in Infinite Campus. The teachers also worked and explored and created the various reports that they could use within Study Island. The surveys at the beginning of the project helped to guide the needs of the course. The surveys immediately after professional learning courses help provide immediate feedback and potential increase in teacher comfort and knowledge level. The surveys conducted several months after the courses have helped me determine if the courses provide a long-term effect. I'm able to see if the teachers are using the digital tools more often and which tools they are finding most beneficial in their classrooms. The beginning of the Capstone experience began with a discussion with administration. Once we had come to an agreement, a survey was sent out to survey current staff. The survey had an amazing response with 87 teachers completing the survey. 52% of the teachers responded they had been to school 5 years or less. The remaining 48% was divided between 6 to 10 years and 11 to 15 years. There was no responder who had worked more than 15 years at the middle school. 67% of the responders stated they prefer the courses to be online only. 11% stated they prefer face-to-face courses. Then 13% responded they would like both online and face-to-face. 1% stated they were fine with either method. These results made it clear that creating an online professional learning course would be widely accepted, but it would still be beneficial to add some face-to-face courses if possible. The survey showed that 100% of teachers used at least one digital tool daily. The most agreed upon ranking for priority for the digital tools was Canvas, Infinite Campus, Study Island, and then Excel. The survey helped identify several people that were confident and willing to help in the learning process if needed. During the 2016 post-planning days, a meeting was held with an assistant principal and 2 teachers from each grade level that indicated they were confident in using the digital tools. The remaining post-planning days were used to create the Canvas module on the 4 different digital tools. The final touches were made to make sure that everything was completed by August 2016 pre-planning. A survey went out during the new hire orientation. The survey asked the new hires to indicate if he or she had worked with the digital tool prior to coming to Dalton Middle School. When the faculty returned for pre-planning on August 2nd, there was a meeting held that allowed all parties involved to be introduced to each other and to be introduced to the new hire course. It was a good idea to meet with the new hires in a face-to-face setting first, to put faces with names and to help determine any additional needs for the course throughout conversation with each other. From the introductions and surveys, it was noted that all teachers were new to Canvas, but that a few were familiar with some of the other digital tools. However, all the new hires indicated even though they were familiar with some of the tools, they would like the additional training and resources to help them use the digital tools more effectively. Over the next 3 days of pre-planning, the new hires were encouraged to explore their resources in Canvas course. Each morning of pre-planning, the group would reconvene for 30 minutes to an hour. Everyone was encouraged to use the live discussion board if they had questions at any point of their exploration. The next face-to-face meeting occurred October 11th. It was a teacher workday student holiday. The new hires were asked to use the resources from the online course to complete a few tasks for assessment. They were asked to bring rosters from Infinite Campus, to print reports of the students currently failing their course. They were also asked to set up their students in Study Island and Excel. At the end of the October meeting, the teachers were asked to begin creating a module they could use in their class with Canvas. The group had decided to not replicate a test module because it wouldn't be useful in their own class. This part of the professional learning course was evaluated at the 3rd face-to-face meeting held on January 3rd. The grade-level experts helped review the modules and provide suggestions and feedback on the elements of the modules. The new hires made any adjustments and planned to implement the module before our next meeting that occurred in February. The new hires have been very responsive in the online course. They use the discussion board anytime they have questions in between face-to-face sessions. They have all excelled at completing the assessments from the evaluation of the modules during the January 2017 face-to-face meeting. The new hires displayed great understanding of the elements that had developed in the modules. There was one last meeting in February to evaluate the implementation of the modules, and then a survey that went out in March to evaluate the use of the digital tools and the effectiveness of the course. There will be one last meeting at the end of the school year. This meeting will be with the new hires to discuss and review feedback for revamping the entire course to better serve the new hires that will be hired for the 2017-2018 school year. The creation of the online digital tool professional learning course for the Capstone project brought to light the amount of time and effort a technology facilitator has to put in when creating resources to help teachers which he or she is working. The pre-planning and discussion with the academic coaches and administration teams was the first in-depth part of the process. There was the time used to create the surveys plus the time waiting on responses. The creation of the resources, the videos, templates, guidelines, handouts took numerous hours to make sure they were thorough and useful. As a technology facilitator, you're working with several professional individuals. Therefore, it's necessary to be flexible and know that not everything will go as planned from day one. You do not want to force anyone to respond to a survey or be forced to work with you. It's necessary to develop a relationship with your colleagues so they know that you are interested in them, value their voice, and want to create and provide resources that meet their instructional needs and that can actually be used with their students. It became very evident through the creation of the Capstone project that being a technology facilitator and leader takes a partnership rather than a hierarchy. It is important to be very flexible and versatile in your knowledge as a technology facilitator and leader. As a technology facilitator and leader, you must possess specific knowledge, skills, and dispositions to be successful. The Capstone addressed many of the elements from the Professional Standards Commission, such as strategic planning, managing digital tools, online and blended learning, basic troubleshooting, professional learning, and needs assessment. The necessary knowledge can be developed from in-depth research and observations of strategies that have been successful within similar contextual settings. There needs to be specific skills possessed to manage digital tools, such as organizational skills. It's helpful to create a folder that contains information on the various digital tools. This helps when trying to determine the best digital tool to use for a specific need. It is also mandatory for technology facilitators to have a disposition to be lifelong learners. There's always room for professional development to initiate, facilitate, and encourage professional growth. A technology facilitator and leader must always collaborate with colleagues to see what they're doing to learn and grow as well. Overall, the Capstone project was a very meaningful, successful experience. The feedback provided by the new hires in May will provide additional insight about the online professional learning course. The course should continue to see revisions based on participants' feedback. There will also be continuous development of the courses due to the implementation of new digital tools and potential elimination of older, obsolete digital tools. As I created the Capstone project, I used several resources that were made available through different sources. Thank you for taking the time to learn about my Capstone project and experience.